You're with James Valentine
on ABC Radio Sydney and New South Wales.
Dami Im is with us this afternoon. Hello, Dami.
Hello.
How are you going? This is you.
Growing tired and weary, brown eyes. Trying to feel your love through FaceTime.
This was Dami last year at Eurovision. She came second in Eurovision. Is it true this was voted best song of all time? Is that right as well?
Yeah, last night. Yeah, out of 40 songs. You got number one.
Out of 40 Eurovision songs, this was voted the best song of all time?
Yeah, well, in Australia, I think.
Oh, we Australians think it's the best Eurovision.
But still, they're still amazing Eurovision songs, so I was pretty happy with
right.
that.
Well, I think it's the best Eurovision song of all time.
Me too.
It's one of the few I've heard. I've heard this. I've heard ABBA.
Yes.
That'd be about... Were you a Eurovision fan?
I mean, I was, if I look at, those real hardcore Eurovision fans that have parties every year, I wasn't one of those.
No.
But I watched it from time to time, and I did, look at it and go, wow, that's wacky and that's awesome, you know? So I did have a big interest in it. And yeah.
See, I just stop at the wacky bit. I don't get to the awesome part. I like every time someone shows, you should see this. It's really fantastic. And I'll be watching they seem to be Norwegians who think they're a heavy metal band, but then there's cows in the background as well.
But
I never get it.
It's such a, diverse thing. Like you watch it and you just go, wow, like that's so creative. Like, people just dressing up as, this year, like someone wearing a horse on their head, like, and then someone, like pulling out strings from this dancer and start playing the strings, like it's so creative and it's entertaining, and I think it's art,
And it beats to the sound of silence. Now my heart awakes to the sound of silence. And it beats to the sound of silence. And it beats to the sound of silence.
Is this a Sia song?
No.
Couldn't it?
Oh, yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
But no, it was written by DNA, Australian guys.
Right.
And
We should enlist Sia. Why isn't Sia forced to write our Eurovision entry?
I think, I don't know if I'm meant to say this, but I think they, we did try to get her to write a song for me, like for Eurovision.
Right.
Yeah, there wasn't one that, I think she wanted to sing the good ones.
Right.
So it didn't really suit.
I'll keep these, but you can have this one.
Yeah,
And you're like,
yeah. I mean,
okay.
fair enough. Like, I would sing the good songs myself too.
Well, a Sia offcut's still going to be pretty good, isn't it? But it's a funny. Do you think there's like a Eurovision sound? Like, do you hear Eurovision songs or hear songs that are proposed and think to yourself, that's a Eurovision song, or are we simply trying to get the greatest song?
Well, for me, it's a competition, and people have to vote. So it's got to be impressive and it's got to sort of show your strength. And for me, that's the big vocals and the big notes. And I knew that this song had room for that. And so I went, like when I was singing live, I just went for the big notes and I knew. But if you listen to like all the other countries, they're completely different. Some of them go for the crazy outfits and dance numbers. Some really, like Guy Sebastian went for, super cool, sort of funky beats. And you just got to play to your strength, I guess.
Yeah. Dami Im is with us and she's performing at the State Theatre this coming Sunday on the 14th of May, if you'd like to get along there. Concert she's calling Yesterday Once More. What is Isaiah Firebrain going through right now? What's the day-to-day when you're in the thick of Eurovision? It's, you've just done the semi-finals or you're right in the middle of the competition. What's happening to you?
So, I mean, he would be so nervous. I mean, he just went through the semi-final and Australia got through the final, obviously, which is, for me, that was the biggest relief because, once you're past that and waiting for the grand final, I was sort of like, it's the pressure isn't so bad anymore because I just remember thinking if I don't get through to the final, then all these people working on this show, they have to go back home or, and the whole station
It's
the
pretty flat
label and
getting knocked out in the first round, isn't it? That'd be...
And so Australia, I mean, they would still, people would still watch the final, but Australia wouldn't be in it, so no one would, Australia wouldn't be as excited about it anymore. And, it's just a lot of pressure on one person, I think. And for Isaiah, he's only 17.
Like day to day, is it sort of rehearsals all day and then this big broadcast? Is it a high pressure situation?
There's rehearsals, lots of full on dress rehearsals, and there's press watching every one of them as well from all over the world. And there's also side shows like you've got to play at the Euro Club. There's a Australian embassy party with all the important people.
Right.
And then Euro Village, you've got to meet up with the other contestants from other countries, and
Does everyone stay in Euro Village? Is it like the Olympics?
Yeah. So there's a village, and everybody comes in and they watch the show, and it's really full on. The whole city sort of changes to this, to the Euro Village basically, and there's just parties everywhere, and you've got to try and sing at those ones to engage with other people and still be able to focus on your big performance.
So it's a pretty hard working few weeks, and you've got to keep your voice in good shape and be ready to perform.
Yeah, it really is. It's just physically. And then for us Aussies, of course, there's jet lag. Right. And all the other people from Europe, they're like, oh, I had to fly in 2-hour flight. And we're like, come on, we flew in 23 hours or something.
Do they give us 10 extra points just to start with?
I reckon they should.
That
it's
should be
extra
it.
effort.
That's
so
right.
far away.
That's right. Or we should be there a month before. We should get into the, acclimatise. We should have been getting that Ukraine atmosphere 6 weeks ago.
Someone's got to pay for that.
That's true. That's true. What's it meant to you? Subsequently, you came second. That's an extraordinary effort. What's it meant to you since?
For me, that was the best. The result that I didn't even imagine was possible for myself. Afterwards, I've just been touring nonstop. So that was already a year ago. So I did almost 50 shows. These shows were planned before Eurovision, by the way, and suddenly they were all just sold out shows. Right. And I had people fly in from, Europe and America to come and see my shows in Australia. So that's been amazing. And, I think it's just sort of lifted my confidence as an artist a bit as well.
Yeah, fantastic. Excellent. Now, you'll be performing, as we said, this Sunday at the State Theatre. Your mum's going to come on.
Yeah, so this will be the last show of this whole tour that started last year. And I just wanted to make it special because it's Mother's Day this Sunday. Yeah. Obviously, my last show is on that day. So I asked Mum if she would come and sing. And she used to be an opera singer. She was trained classical singer. Right. But she just hasn't sung in public that much. And she sort of had to give up her career when our family moved to Australia when I was young. And so I thought, I asked her, and she was a bit nervous at the start, going, oh, I don't know, when is it? Oh, and then now
she was so just pretending.
I know that now. I realize she's like, oh, calling all her friends. Yeah, I'm going to sing there. Oh, I can't come.
Finally, she's asked me.
Yeah, it's like I can't come to golf. Why? Because I have this concert.
Yeah, right.
I'm flying to Sydney. I'm flying to Melbourne.
What's she going to sing?
We're singing a duet first, Climb Every Mountain.
Nice.
Which is a beautiful song. And then I think I might make her sing something else as well.
A little surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep that. That's good.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, excellent. Then you're going to have a little rest and, go and lie down for a while, or you're straight on to next thing?
No, I don't really like to lie down because once I do, I think I'll never get back up.
Right.
So I'll been working on new music and probably another tour soon after that.
Well, fantastic. Lovely to meet you. Thanks so much for coming by.
Me.
How do you think Isaiah's going to go?
I think now that he's been through that scary part of getting through the semis, I think he can relax a little bit and he's going to enjoy it. And I think he's going to do well, probably top 10.
Top 10, you reckon? All right, fantastic. Dami, lovely to meet you. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
The concert's on this Sunday at the State Theatre if you want to check that out and go and hear her magnificent voice. Yesterday Once More is the name of the concert.
You're with James Valentine on ABC Radio Sydney and New South Wales.